want to tell you guys about two different phone calls I had today with people that were thinking about running for office. You know, the first was an individual who is with us on the issues, rock solid liberty advocate, known this person for a while. And, he kind of just called me and said, listen, I've been trying to avoid running for office because nobody wants to get involved. I mean, the things the media says about you, the political operatives and the lowlifes in this industry would scare any rational person out of participating. But he said, enough's enough. He was like, it's time. I want to get in the fight. I want to get in the battle. And so now this individual is officially going to be announcing a run for state office. Another individual I spoke with, he kind of had the opposite effect. He's so burned out, and he's been an activist for years, and he's just kind of hanging up his hat and saying, hey, I'm moving on. I know you're one of the few guys who will stick to the principles, but I just wanted to let you know. And, it's a shame. He said he's still going to try to give some money and some resources and some time when he has it. But I get it. I get that people get burned out. This is not an arena that is meant for the faint of heart. And that's what the establishment does. That's what all the rhinos do. And the corrupt Democrats is they try to just churn you so much, and just little by little, they're able to kind of get these folks to throw their hands up and say, I don't want to be involved in that political arena. But we should be doing the opposite. We should be doubling down, right? There's never been a time in our history that we need good people to get involved. And when I say good people, I want to be pretty clear about this. I think when people think about politics, they think about it as if you're getting involved and it's going to be some sort of nice, engaging dialogue. No, that's not the case. It's what politicians want it to be, and the establishment wants it to be that way. But if you really want to be impactful as a grassroots, you have to push back. This is a war. Okay, obviously I mean that in a peaceful sense, but this is a war. Politics is the adjudication of power. So you might have a set of beliefs. You might believe government should be doing X versus your opponents thinking government should be doing Y. And politics is where we decide what that public policy looks like. So I always have to tell people as well, I'm not here to endorse the system. I'm not here to tell you it's great and it's perfect. But if you're an activist or you're somebody who sees yourself as a strong believer in freedom, heck, even if you're just a voter who believes in that, you have to realize that the system is going to force you to be confrontational. It's going to force you to call out weak politicians. And especially if you're with us, where you don't have any kickbacks to give to anybody, right? I mean, that's the crazy thing about a lot of these politicians that are grassroots activists that step up to run. You're competing against people who are literally selling their soul to the highest bidder. Now, they'll justify it so they can get the warm and fuzzies at night, and they'll say how, oh, no, that's just how the system works. No, that's how the system works for you and for the elites and for the good old boys club. But I just am coming on here on a Saturday to tell everybody that, just because it's a harsh arena, just because it's mean, and just because it's very confrontational, and there's a lot of just highs and lows, and people come in cutthroat individuals, still worth the fight. I mean, our freedom is worth the fight. And I think that, for those of you that get burned out, focus on battles you can win. Focus on battles, not just that you can win, but that you can have an impact, or that you can have, or at least be the person that makes the difference. And I really think that is advice that a lot of activists don't hear too often. It's easy to jump into a $100 million Senate race because you turn on the TV and it's on, or you're looking on Twitter or Facebook or Instagram and it's on there. But those aren't the real battles, folks. The real battles are at the state level, the local level, the people who are deciding which of your liberties to protect and which to take away. You want to fix this whole system, even if you're somebody that says, you can't do it through politics, maybe you're right. But I'll tell you should focus locally. And then once you've got enough of a track record locally, you can extend that. You can model that. You can scale that. And that's what you've got to do. You got to create wins, create victories, create momentum, create a case study so people can see that freedom is much better than all of this government control. And if you focus locally, if you set up a plan, execute the plan, review your results, see where you're at, refine your plan, you'll be light years ahead of anybody else in the political arena. Because as a good friend of mine once said when he arrived in Washington, D.C., ain't nobody in this town with a plan.